Most people say retirement is wonderful, the best thing they ever did. I'm busier now than when I was working, they boast, glowing with contentment. Their words echo in magazine articles, casual conversations, and online testimonials. It's a narrative so firmly planted in society's mind that I almost believed it myself. Well, guess what? It isn't so. When I left work on a Friday afternoon in early spring, there was no grand celebration, no heartfelt farewell, just a quiet, almost anticlimactic exit. By Tuesday morning, I was already dipping into my accrued sick leave, not quite ready to call it retirement. I told myself it was a trial run, an opportunity to see what life outside the grind would feel like. What I didn't admit to anyone was that I needed out. I was exiting a difficult work situation with as much grace as I could muster. The first 2 weeks felt like a vacation dipped in freedom. I slept in without guilt, drank coffee slowly while staring out the window, read novels in bed, and even watched daytime TV just because I could. The euphoria was real. Wow, I thought, this isn't bad at all. But human nature is restless, and soon my internal clock, the one tuned to deadlines, structure, and productivity, began to tick uncomfortably loud in the silence. By the third week, a creeping sense of disquiet began to invade. I started cleaning house, not out of necessity, but out of a need to feel purposeful. Drawers were emptied, closets sorted, and countless knickknacks donated. For 2 more weeks, I scrubbed and sorted like a woman possessed. Then I ran out of things to do. The house was clean, the closets were organised, the refrigerator sparkled. Still, the silence pressed in. There I was, a middle-aged single woman living in a spacious 2,000-square-foot house, which now echoed with emptiness. My job was gone, and with it the identity I had crafted over years. My carefully constructed world had crumbled, and no roadmap had materialised to guide the next phase. I had expected retirement to feel like a reward. Instead, it felt like an abyss. Everywhere I turned, I saw stories of retirement bliss, couples travelling the world, individuals pursuing new passions, and people proclaiming newfound joy. Did I miss a memo, I wondered? Was there a secret retirement manual everyone else received, but I didn't? I had always thought the financial planning was the hard part. I never imagined the emotional toll would be greater. Alone, lonely, unmoored. By the 3rd month, my sadness deepened into depression. I stopped answering calls. Friends who reached out were met with cheerful lies. "I'm doing great," I'd say, then hang up and cry. The irony was cruel. Everyone around me seemed to envy my situation. "You're so lucky," they said. "You can do whatever you want." But what if you don't know what that is anymore? With my sick leave dwindling and emotional resilience on the verge of collapse, I took action, small, concrete steps toward rebuilding. The first step? Making retirement official. Filing the paperwork was terrifying. It meant letting go, finally and irrevocably, of my old life. But I did it. In one case, it took only 15 minutes. I hyperventilated for 30. The other took longer, but the outcome was the same. Done. Next, I assessed my finances. I had a guaranteed income, modest but steady, enough to cover bills and groceries. That knowledge anchored me. It wasn't glamorous, but it was security, and security breeds courage. By month 4, I faced a hard truth. I was bored, deeply, profoundly bored. I lacked hobbies. I craved connection. I tried travel, short trips, weekend getaways. Some I enjoyed, others only magnified my solitude. I tried dating, cautiously. Casual relationships offered a flicker of excitement, but lacked the depth I needed. Eventually, I did what I should have done from the start. I made a list, positives and negatives. And to my surprise, the positives outweighed the negatives. That simple act of seeing my life on paper offered perspective. An old friend's voice echoed in my mind, advice she'd once given during another low point. Hitch up your girdle and stop feeling sorry for yourself. It was crude, it was perfect. I took a part-time job, something light, flexible, but meaningful. It used my skills and, best of all, involved travel. I visited towns I hadn't seen in years, cities I'd only dreamed of. Each trip gave me stories to tell, people to meet, and reasons to get up in the morning. I reshaped my routine. Mondays became laundry and housekeeping days. Wednesdays were for errands and shopping. Fridays I visited friends on their lunch breaks. My week developed a rhythm, my life a new structure. 9 months in, I began to glimpse something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. I realised that a fulfilling retirement wasn't handed to you. It wasn't automatic. It was built, slowly, like a puzzle, piece by piece. It required intention, exploration, a willingness to stumble and start over.
I've also come to understand the deeper needs: spiritual grounding, emotional nourishment, companionship. These aren't optional, they're essential. So now I am planting seeds, joining community groups, volunteering, nurturing friendships, and finding joy in small acts of creativity. I'm not there yet, not fully, but I'm closer. Retirement is getting better, slowly, truthfully. And one day, I believe, I'll be one of those people who say, "It's the best thing I ever did." But this time it will be true.